everybody. Welcome to the Joyful Findings Show. Can you believe it? It's July 19th of 2024 already. And I'm so glad you guys are joining on whatever platform you're joining this evening. Thank you for being here. I know Robert and Richard are over there on Rumble right now. So if you're over there, say hello so I know you're there. I see Barbara and I think I see Ruth. Yay. Thank you guys for being here. It's been an amazing time to be alive. There's lots of stuff for us to talk about this evening, I feel like. How y'all been feeling this week? What's been going on? Any shocks, traumas, anything going on? What you guys been feeling? Okay, what is that? What is the energy? The Schumann residents, did a couple of things. I should probably start saving some of those snapshots so I can use them during my show, so I can share my screen or whatever. But the energies have been pretty intense, and we might be feeling them somewhere within our body, somewhere within our energy, whatever it is. You know what to do to release that. You have to start talking to your body. All right, get in tune with your higher self, okay? And then your body starts to react to that. So you start getting all these different downloads. Maybe it's like all of a sudden in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, try this supplement or cut that out of your diet or whatever it might be. Finding what is best for you in this very moment. Okay. It's super important. And it's so weird because now I'm feeling all this in my third eye and stuff. So you guys out there, I don't know where you guys are feeling this energy or whatever it is, a little scratchy in the throat there too. So, let's clear this shit up. Okay. And I didn't mean to say that, sorry, but sometimes that's what it feels like. So we're just going to clear out our energy and connect in with our highest self into source. It's kind of like see yourself as like a spiral. I want you guys to see yourself as this beautiful spiral, and you're this beautiful energy, and you're just going all the way up to source, all the way to your higher self. Everything you know in your soul is at your, they're going to say fingertips, but it's not just that. It's you. But it is. So see it as a little swirl. That's how I'm seeing it tonight. Normally I'll see it as like this, straight up pillar. You're just like, woo! You're just like, connected like a light beam. But I feel like this is a different energy that we're kind of in right now, right? Because we're all still clearing a little bit of that old stuff as we get into those higher dimensions where we're kind of getting out of that, lower density energy that we're used to that covers us in that fear and that all that negativity that we do not need in our lives, right? We're just kicking that to the curb. We're just kicking it to the curb. It's something we do not need anymore. So again, I see more of you are joining, so I'm telling everybody right now is like see yourself as this beautiful energy. You know how like sometimes you see those Christmas trees and they're just like a little spiral and they go up to the top or whatever. I want you guys to see yourself as that spiral, but really, really big, because it has to go past our limitations of our earth thought, feelings, whatever. Okay, so I feel like that's why our third eye is kind of like tapping into it so people may get some visualizations while we're having this conversation. Whatever it is that's going to help you tap into your highest and best self, right? See it as this, it's almost like a corkscrew, and I feel like it's kind of like a corkscrew so that it can get through maybe some of the calcium buildup that's in that third eye. After I said get rid of that stuff, you guys got rid of the throat thing. So right now we're dealing with this third eye feeling, tenseness. See it just being washed away by the white light, okay? I want you guys to release that so we can be in our highest and best energy as we keep moving forward. There's a lot of things that have taken place as of late that kind of been a little crazy, and we're going to touch on that a little bit tonight. But I wanted to clear all our energies first, you know what I mean? So we tap into source, we tap into God. We all came and chose to be a part of this lifetime in this now, right? In this now is probably more important than any of the other nows before us, okay? because sometimes we've been stuck in this loop. I've talked about that a long time, and darn, I almost brought that painting in here. We've been stuck in this loop for like a really long time. So imagine yourself being on this Ferris wheel and you can't get off. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of Hotel California, right? You can check in, but you can't check out. That's kind of how it's been, right? And we've been on this Ferris wheel for a really, really long time. And now we, as everybody that's a part of this wheel, right? This Ferris wheel. I'm going to use that as the analogy today, that everybody in their little cubbies, you know, all the way around, we all said, stop. Okay. And all of a sudden it stops. And we start letting everybody out. We start letting everybody out. And everyone is stretching and they're feeling better. They're feeling the ground again. They're smelling more fresh air because they're down near the earth and near the plants and near other human beings. You know, so I don't know where I'm going with all this, but it's crazy that it's all coming out like this. But anyways, it's all of us being freed from that loop that we've been stuck in. Okay. We've been stuck in that loop, and that loop has been severed. Okay. That loop has been severed. And in that time that this has been severed, this is where each and every one of you are taking back your sovereignty in whatever way you see fit. Okay. It's time for you to do your own, definitely independent thinking when you connect in with source. Okay. When source can give you the answers that you need, even if you're not trusting yourself, right? If you can't, some of you still don't trust yourself 100%, and that's fine. I remember when I was first starting on the spiritual journey, I didn't trust myself either. Okay. I was like, this is made up crap. What am I doing? But it's really not. It's like when you're connected into source, you get a plethora of information, and some of it kind of blows your mind sometimes, right? And you have to relay that in the best way that we can do that through the verbiage that we have as human beings. Okay. Because sometimes I can see something that I cannot describe in words. Okay. And there's no human reference to it. Okay. So we're breaking through all of these loops. Okay. And with that, right, we worked in unity when we all said, no, make this stop, right? It stopped. It listened to us. It was like we had the power to make it stop all along. You know, it's kind of, now they're taking me to Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, since I loved her bubble from the Glen to the Good Witch, right? Let's go to Wizard of Oz. Dorothy had the red slippers. She had the power all along, right? That goes for us. We had the power all along. We just kind of gave it away. And we didn't know any different because we were taught that, right? So it's like we've been going through a relearning, a reprocess of ourselves. What do things really mean to us? How important is that really to us? Then maybe it used to be, and it's not so much now. You know, it's just, I don't know. There's crazy stuff going on. Richard says, just letting yourself go with the flow of your words. Yes, that's what you got to do. Thank you, Richard, for saying that. And thank you, Carol Ann, for being here. Glad you're here as well. A lot of the energy is coming up, and I was like, what am I going to talk about tonight? You know, because I have been contemplating talking about a few different things, you know, and I always know that source, God, is always going to connect into me and give me the right words. And that's kind of like what's happening right now. The information that you guys have is just as quick as I can pull it through if you guys allow yourself to tap into your own intuition. Okay. And it's funny because I don't normally use tools when I do my show or whatever. And by tools, I'm just going to go over these quickly. I know some of you already see these things and already experiment and use them or whatever. But when you're connected into your highest source and you want to just answer a yes or no question, a pendulum is good. Divining rods are good. Sometimes even your oracle cards or your tarot cards, if you're willing to look into the message and not just what's read to you, listen to it a little further. Okay. And it's funny because right before I came inside, because I was outside before I did this, they had me grab my pendulum, and my pendulum is a Merkaba. It's missing one of its points, but it still does what it needs to do. Okay. And he wanted to come inside with me, and he hasn't asked that in a long time. He's a little rose quartz guy. So he wanted to be a part of this energy this evening. So we're bringing in all of that. Dottie is watching on Rumble, and she says, hi, Melissa. Hi, Dottie. Glad you could be here. Yeah, so there's been, and there's going to be a reason why I brought this in, because I feel like I'm going to go down a story, and I feel like I need to share some of my own personal thoughts and feelings on things. And I don't normally do that. I just usually tap into spirit and go with that. But there's been a lot of things in the last few years that have just really opened my eyes more than ever, right? I said back, if you guys have been watching me, the last 5 years or so, you'll know about 2020. I said that was about us getting clear vision about what it is that we're seeing. And when we connect into source, right, we connect into our higher self, and we're still clearing that third eye out. But when we connect into source and find out, and that could be our higher guides, whatever you guys want to call that, you know what I mean? But it's like, again, they're showing me, woo, going up the, we're going up the spiral instead of just being shot up like a cannon straight up or whatever. But it's like been the work, the process of connecting. And now that you stay connected, you kind of like become this spring conductor thing. I don't know. You guys are conducting a lot of energy, because I just got really hot. Okay. So a lot of things that have taken place, and it's funny because when I went to get the tool, I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that. It brought back memories. Okay. Yes, divine space. And I hope you guys will all still be with me when we're done talking about what we're talking about. The energy has brought forth that we all must stand in our truth, and we must stand in what we believe in. Okay. And a lot of things have transpired through the years, right? Through the years that have woken us up to different levels and degrees, depending on what you're ready to be open to. Okay. Whether you are, sometimes our belief systems kind of hold us back a little bit. Okay. They just kind of hold us back. Okay. And I'm kind of going down an avenue, and I don't even know where I'm going with all this, but it'll all make sense in the end. It always does. It doesn't make sense to me because anyways, that's another story for another day. But it does make sense because I am this person. I am that higher self. I am that connection to source, right? So when I always tap in, and maybe when I was first learning, I would break out my pendulum, and I learned to program my pendulum to do what I want it to do. So if I wanted to say yes back and forth, that's what I get. If I want no back and forth, this is how we communicate. It goes back and forth. And then, if it doesn't really want to give me an answer, or I need to define it better, it'll do a circle for me like it's going to do right now. I never like to follow other people's directions, so I always made up my own. I was like, this is what's going to feel good. So, and then, always clear your stuff. Just give it a big, clear that energy. Anything that's not of my highest and best is not allowed to give any answers, only connected to the highest and best information. Okay. Because I feel like some people are using some of these tools. I've seen some weird stuff lately. So I want you all to clear your tools, clear your energy, just clear. Okay. Because that's what needs to be done. And there's a lot of energy coming through right now because I'm very hot. Okay. So I don't normally, like I said, talk about what I think personally or what I have opinions about or whatever. I usually stay pretty private. I try to stay neutral, and I do stay neutral. I don't have bias. I don't have judgment. I don't have any of that, right? And I don't wish harm on people, on any animal, any person, any group of people, or anything like that. Okay. So I'm going to share a story. Oh, Lenka's over on Rumble too. Thank you. On the road from Target. Well, at least you're listening. Good. That's funny that you bring up Target. Everything is in divine timing. Okay. Everything happens for a divine reason. Okay. And sometimes we don't always understand that reason, or whatever it may be. Okay. So last Saturday night, when Trump was at his rally in Pennsylvania or wherever he was, I was sitting there on my phone watching it because I like to pay attention to what he says, because everything about America right now is awful, and it was way better under his leadership. Okay. And as I'm watching this and I hear pew, 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 and I am like, what am I watching? And I used vulgar language when I said that, when I was actually watching it. And I'm like, what am I watching? And there are so many bad people out there that are causing harm and hate. And this was part of that. But this also is deeper than what we saw just this past weekend. Okay. Because I was like, I never want to watch, even if I'm scrolling and someone gets shot on something, I have to scroll past. Okay. And I could not believe what I was watching. Okay. And this happened another time in my life when Reagan was shot. And that was even more significant because it happened on my birthday. Okay. So these things in my life, see, these are some of those, breadcrumbs, right? Everyone has different breadcrumbs, but anyways, that also was significant. But this also goes back even further than that. Okay, go back to when JFK was assassinated. Okay, they got away with it once. Okay, and whoever they are, we don't exactly know yet. Okay, because especially what is going on in the now, right? This is part of that loop we've been in, right? Right, that loop I was talking about. And as I'm talking, this is how it all is coming to me. I'm able to see pictures and stuff like that. Okay, so we've kind of looped into that, and then we looped into this. Okay, and then it was like there's a lot of bad people out there that just does not want America to succeed. Okay, the America that I grew up in, and the one that my father went to fight in the war of World War II, and everything that he told me and taught me, of course I've had to, learn through my experiences, and I haven't always thought this way. Okay, but you do not cause harm on another human being for any reason. Okay, and thankfully God intervened, right? Because God saw what was happening, and God has the ability to stop things. And we've been in this spiritual war for a very long time. Okay. Not everybody makes it out because they contracted to check out when they check out. Okay. But when God steps in and says, I want my people, and that means all people of earth, because everybody saw that. This was worldwide. This was not just America seeing it. This was every country being alerted of what happened. Okay. And how many people were actually behind it? This we do not know yet, but there are several. And that truth will come out because we've asked. It's kind of like that little Ferris wheel I talked about in the beginning. We said stop. Okay, there needs to be unity. There needs to be love again. There needs to be, that small town, we all love each other. We all know each other. We're all looking out for each other rather than trying to hurt somebody or letting greed take over or whatever it is. This has brought up a lot of emotions in me this week. And this is why I'm speaking my truth to you this evening. Okay. And when I tapped into, and I haven't even asked God about this, I'm just watching it play out right now because I don't feel like that's my place to step in right now, except I'm given the information that I need in the moment that I need it. Okay. And I always trust that now because it took a long time to trust that. Okay. But there needs to be more unity. Okay. And after that happened, I saw a lot of people online, and a lot of people that I even know personally, saying too bad they missed, or even someone local down here that has, a studio or whatever, she posted, you know, at least they got somebody. And that was an innocent bystander in the audience. So again, wishing harm on anybody is just not a good thing in any way, shape, or form, right? We're supposed to be here finding love and unity in this earth. So when God stopped that on Saturday, because my heart stopped when I watched it, because I don't want to ever see anyone hurt. It always hurts me emotionally. That's the empath in me. You know, I just feel it completely, you know, but it just blows my mind just to see how. But this is also something that I noticed that happened in that time too. When God pushed that, right? Whether he pushed his head, he pushed the bullet or whatever. And don't listen to the media out there when they're saying it's a piece of glass or whatever. A piece of glass doesn't shoot like that, like a gun. Okay. I don't know what they would be shooting it with glass or whatever, but made up stuff. All right. So it's like this is a time where the truth is going to come flowing out. And it's going to come flowing out rather quickly, I believe. Okay. There's going to be things that we thought and believed that are going to be absolutely false. And we are going to be like, we trusted that. We trusted that system to take care of something for us, or, you know, whatever it might be. The systems have all been corrupted for many years, more than we've all been alive in this lifetime. Okay. But we all chose to come to earth in this time to make a difference now, in this time, in this place. Okay. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can still love each other and have no judgment for what you believe or my beliefs are. Okay. Because that's how we are all different. We're all different. We're all here learning something different. We're all opening up to a new us, right? Because now that things are changing, and things are going to change pretty quickly now that they've added AI in, you know, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change very quickly for all of us. You know what I mean? And I don't know 100% in what way. I just know that we have a better future in forward. Okay. We have a lot more abundance, a lot more joy to be had. You know, I was talking to people that I hadn't visited with in 16 years. I haven't seen these people in 16 years. And we were having a conversation today, you know, about, you know, home ownership and all of that, and how they've been, you know, treating our kids for such a long time, and, you know, and bringing up with the Common Core math. You know, you have to go through 50 steps, you know, when it only took us like 2 or 3 to, you know, add 4 numbers together or whatever, you know. And it's like, you know, to dumb us down on so many different levels. And our spirit sometimes takes a while to wake us up, right? Because we kind of get stuck, right? We get stuck in whatever that belief system is, right? But we're changing up the energy in that, but we are changing up that energy right now, right? That's where that kind of that spiral goes. It kind of reminds me of waves, right? That we're in that like energy waves where we're in constant shift right now. There's nothing stable about us. We're changing in so many different ways. I wish I knew exactly the words to use to say that what's going to look like in the future, but I don't. All I know is that God has told me, because that is what I've always wanted since I've been on this earth. Okay. I know since I was 13 years old, I only wanted to be happy in this world. Okay. It didn't matter if I had a lot of money. It didn't matter any of those things. I just wanted what true happiness was. Okay. And I knew they weren't teaching me that in the church that I was going into. All right. They were teaching me how to lie. I had to go into the confessional and make stuff up. That wasn't truth. Okay. And now I've learned to truly stand in my truth. And not everyone has to believe in what I believe in. And that's cool. We can still love each other. The energy is still going to come through just the same for every one of us. But I feel like there's been a large awakening happening. Okay. And I feel like it's almost like this tidal wave of the waves that I've been talking about. Okay. This tidal wave of change. Okay. And where it comes out and it just kind of like wipes out all the bad guys. We get to find out what happened and we go, what the hell just happened? You know, but we are here for each other. Okay. We are here for each other. And it's funny because I needed that reminder yesterday that we are here for each other. And I knew that I was here for a reason. I did not know all the reasons, but I got the reminder yesterday. And you know when the messages show up for you, and you know when it feels so strong. You know what I mean? This is, when you know, you can't deny it. And I'm lit up right now. So when you know, you guys, you know the answers. You have them inside of you. Sometimes we look outside, but it's not outside of us. It's inside of us. It's our soul connected to our higher self, connected to source. Okay. We have like this string that kind of hangs down, and we're kind of all like hanging out together. You know what I mean? So it's like, now is the time for us, right, to get that true attunement with our source. Okay. God gave us a message this week that he has the ability, right? A lot of us walked away from God a long time ago. I did for a while, right? I wandered just aimlessly around for a while until, he kept yelling at me to wake me up, or giving me the messages, 333 everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell does this mean? I've never seen this repetition of numbers before, ever in my soul existence of this lifetime. You know what I mean? And it was like constant. And I'm like, all right, this has got to be something, and I have to find out more. So you have to do your own research. What does that mean for you? What is the information that's coming to you? What does that mean for you? Does it resonate with your soul? Does it make sense? Is it true? Is it true to you? I'm wanting every single person to tap into their true source, right? And God is divine, right? He works in divine ways. You could be down to your last $5, and then all of a sudden you walk into the grocery store and there's $20 laying on the ground. Okay? God brings divineness, but you cannot stay in an ugly mind to make those things happen. Okay? You have to make your life positive through your thoughts first. Okay, step into positivity. We have learned negativity from the beginning of our existence. Okay, since we've been in this lifetime. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. We are afraid of the dark. We're afraid of snakes. We're afraid of this. We're afraid of that. We're afraid of whatever. And we are no longer afraid anymore. I've been talking about, the armor of God a lot. And it's funny. It's not funny, but it's a coincidence, and coincidences aren't really coincidences. But Trump was shot at 6:11 p.m. And if you go look up at whatever that is, 6:11, it is telling you to put on the armor of God. Okay. And we have been in a spiritual world longer than we've been alive. And it's time for us to out the demons. Okay. And some of them are in people we love, and they're choosing that, but that's fine. Again, I don't judge them. They have something they have to learn through that. But we are casting the light so they no longer have a place to stay. Okay. We are breaking our lights, the brightest stars in the sky, the brightest stars in the darkest sky. We are illuminating to the truth. Okay. You guys are illuminating into your truths. Whew. And that was very powerful. So I hope you guys felt that. Thank you for honoring me and letting me speak my piece this evening. I don't do that very often, but we are here to protect ourselves. We are here to protect our children. You guys, I have a 9-year-old. I have a 9-year-old. I have to grow up in this society, and I want it to be better than I ever existed. And I can tell you, it's nothing like the way that I grew up. When I graduated high school, I was gone. I was actually out of the house before I graduated high school. The person starting a job now can't even move out of their parents' house. They have to stay together because there's no place for them to go, because the greed has gotten so bad that everyone, even just a 1-bedroom studio apartment, is a ridiculous amount of money. So we do not deserve this. So we are saying, stop this Ferris wheel. We are getting off. And I probably will grab that painting when we have a word from my sponsor, because we're about to have a word from my sponsor. Just so I can show you I did this, and I've just figured it out that I did this painting 10 years ago. So I knew something then. And again, that's when I was in my spiritual beginning, and I didn't trust myself a lot, but sometimes art is, you can't make this shit up. But anyways, Feng Shui My Space is my beautiful sponsor. I want you guys to check her out. If you guys want to change up your energy in your house, your office, your RV, your car, whatever you're living in, that's the society we're in right now. Maybe you need to reach out to Marsha. it's just crazy. But anyways, that's a whole other story. You guys, Feng Shui in my space is amazing. She helps me with my house. I do it for my office room, and whatever I feel to be important. I'm like, what color am I supposed to be using there? So that's maybe something that you guys need to know. So you guys tap into that. Check out Marsha Morris of Feng Shui in my space. Check it out, you guys. Thank you. Awesome, you guys. Check out fengshuimyspace.com. She's amazing. And she's also a realtor here in Sarasota, Florida. So if you're looking for a place to sell or buy in Southwest Florida, check her out. Thank you, Marsha, for being a sponsor of the show. Much appreciated. All right, I'm going to go through a couple of the comments now and see what people are saying. Barbara says, thank you, Melissa, for speaking your truth. Love it. You're welcome. Dottie says, this is fabulous. Thank you, Melissa. You're welcome. Linnell said, wow. Lenka is on Rumble. Thank you. I hope you had a good ride home from Target. Linnell has got goosebumps. Woo, woo. You're feeling the energy, baby. Marsha's over on Rumble too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So I'm glad you guys are watching from wherever you guys are checking in from this evening. That's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. You guys, thank you for bringing that up, Tiffany, because I totally forgot, because Robert already donated over there on Rumble. So thank you for the tips and donations. You guys can do that from whatever platform you may be watching, or you guys can also use my Venmo. Thank you. Those are appreciated. And before I forget too, tomorrow night is the Spiritual Message Circle. I know you guys have been waiting for that. It hasn't happened since last month, and some of you missed it. So we're doing it tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Goldylocks Productions show host will be there, and we will be giving you guys messages for the $20 value that you guys pay into her on her Venmo. You guys give her a little Venmo so you guys can be one for tomorrow night. Amazing. Okay. And you guys, it's so funny because I knew exactly where this painting was. I was just in the other room. So it's kind of funny, but this is it. And this is the one. And I know it's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I do it this way, there we go. That looks better. Okay. And I feel like when I did this, right, this was, and the loop and all of that didn't come to me till after, because after I did this, it ended up getting put away. Okay. And that's what I seem to do with my paintings. I just put them away. I just keep them. I feel like they're like a message for me. And they actually validated me. And I think it took me until like a couple years ago when I first dug it out again, when I was going through my paintings, and I was like, what is that? Right. And that was us on that Ferris wheel. Right. And we finally get off the Ferris wheel. We're finally off. We're finally off. It's hard to watch this because it's metallic paint, you guys, but we came off. We were stuck in the outside layer, right? The outside, because I feel like this was source, And he's like, you got to get out, man. You guys got to go. It's time for you guys to step into your power. It's time for us to change things, and the messages have been coming since the beginning of my spiritual opening. Okay. I feel like I'm going to share a lot tonight, you guys, but I will get to your messages. I promise. When I started opening up to my spiritual self, because I was shut off as a kid, right? So it didn't come back on again until I was 40. I had, bits and pieces that kind of like, oh, it makes sense to me now what was happening. But when we get in tune with our higher selves, it becomes so comforting and so much more at peace. And when we tap in and know if that's our truth, right? And like I said, you can use a tool, you can use like the pendulum, you can use whatever's going to work for you until you start to trust yourself, right? It's just like I had a guy tell me one time, he's like, you're going to start with cards and all that, but not going to need them because it helps start the story, right? It's like it brings up a story. It starts the story of whatever the message is for you, so but we have to be in tune right now, tapping into our highest and best self so we can break free from the chains that have held us to this higher or to this lower dimension that we no longer want to be a part of. Okay, we no longer want to give it our energy and our power. We want to give our power and energy to each other into this new future that we are all creating with each other. So it's going to be amazing, my friends. Amazing. We just have to get through a few more hurdles. So stay strong, put on your armor of God, bubble up, whatever it is, your shields, whatever it is that you want to use, because we are in spiritual warfare and we need to be the strongest warriors for God that he sent here, because each one of us a warrior inside, right? We're the spiritual warriors. We're not going to carry around, the swords or the guns or whatever. There are those out there that are already taking up that responsibility. Our responsibility is to carry the sword of truth and light, okay? And that's the best we can do in this moment. So stand in your truth and your light. And it was almost like a little, lightsaber, but not a lightsaber. All right, Lanka says, made it home. Just wanted to add that we always have more in common with our neighbors, co-workers, or people in communities than with any politician ever. That is true. That is true. That is true. Because the politician, well, I'm not going to go back over that, but that is true. We are closer to our people, and they think that they are above us, but they are just like us. Okay, they carry around the same skin, the same blood. It's just some of us, we have chosen them to be in a position of power, and we've given away too much power, right? If you go back, and check out our Constitution, check out our Bill of Rights, and see everything that they truly have taken away from us already. Okay. And so but we as sovereign beings have said, stop. We are getting off this roller coaster or this Ferris wheel, and we are ready to move forward. So fabulous. Fabulous. All right. So Robert, you are number one this evening. I am ready to tap in and see what's going on. The energy is super high this evening. You guys are going to want to ground after this show. So eat something or anything like that. The energy has been super high. Like I said, the Schumann resonance has been, wah, wah, wah. It's going out of control. We're coming into a full moon. So we have a lot of energies that are coming up and truly affecting us right now. So I'm going to leave that with you for now. But let's tap into Mr. Robert. Thank you for being over there on Rumble, my friend. All right. You're experiencing the spiral I was talking about. This is fabulous, Robert. You are ready to release and allow to go higher. And it's funny because I'm hearing the song Higher and Higher, and I don't know who sings that, but I'm sure somebody out there knows music better than I do. Higher and Higher. Okay, so Robert, it's time for you to let go of the sandbags. It's kind of, they're showing me like a hot air balloon now, and it's like when we let go of the sandbags that are holding it to the ground, you're going to let yourself float above all of that right now. So it's time for you to do that. It's time for you to float above, get a better perspective, not be so analytical about what things are going on around you so much. It's like, I don't know if that's the right word, but that's the word they're giving me, was analytical. So I don't know if you're trying to dissect some of the things. Sometimes it's really not that important in that moment. It'll have more meaning in the future because there's something that goes along with it. So it's like picking up those breadcrumbs I was kind of talking about, so you can kind of stand in that, It's time for you to stand in that. Stand in that beautiful energy and power you are. And I'm getting the number 4, so you're working really hard at it. Again, you're releasing and allowing. There's something new that's coming up. You're either venturing out or you're taking on a new hobby. Again, they're saying be in nature. It's time to be in nature. It's time to go ground with Mother Earth for a little bit and release some of the energies you've been holding on to. So I'm going to leave that with you, Robert. I hope that answer some of the questions you got going on in your mind, because there's a lot. You have a lot of questions. Like, you should almost write them down and do automatic writing and see if you don't get your own answers. Okay? Like, literally, just write the question like da 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 da, and then leave a space, right? And then write another question, and then write another question. I want you to like 5 questions on the page, and then leave yourself to your intuition on words that come to you. Okay, it's time for you to tap into your higher self, and there's information that they want like to share with you. So again, I'm gonna leave that with you, Robert. Thanks for being here. Yay! All right, my friends, who else out there wants a message this evening? Who else out there is feeling like a message? Woo, woo, woo. Anybody? All right, Ruth would love a message. Sure, I'm going to write your guys' name down. Actually, who's all the people that who else is still out there? Who else is still out there? Dottie, you want a message out there? Barbara would love a message. All right, I'm writing you down. Barbara. Who else is still out there that would love a message? All right, I'm going to tap into these 2 because I know it takes a few minutes for her to relay my messages over from Rumble to my screen. So have patience, my friend. All right, Ruth Saltman. All right. And you guys, Goldylocks Productions. She also is a show host. Hers is on Wednesday night, Transformational Soul. Check her out. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. If Carol Ann's still out there, she is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Check her out. I forget what she calls herself. Darn it. I just saw it in my brain. That's where my brain went. And Tiffany on Sunday. I don't know if Robin's out there tonight. All right. Dottie says she would love a message. All right. I'm adding your name to the list. All right, Ruth, I'm ready to tap into you now. I feel like I'm a chatty Cathy tonight. Okay. So Ruth. It's like I'm like breaking the ice. So is there somebody new in your life? Like, is there like, are you ready for like a romantic relationship? Because I'm getting like breaking the ice over like a cup of coffee, or getting to know somebody, getting out once in a while, letting someone treat you nice, And I feel like, you're going to have the support of the kids and the grandkids and all that, because I feel like whatever you're calling into your life, or whoever it is, it's like who you're calling into your life, right? And it may be like you're like, I'm fine without that, but there's some kind of union that's coming together, whether it's friendship, romantic, whatever. I feel like because it's like gives you more of the conversation that you like having. Okay. So it's like communicative. So I feel like there's good communication and stuff like that. So breaking the ice, Ruth, I'm going to leave that with you. All right. And Miss Barbara, I would like to say thank you for sending me the beautiful clients this week, Barbara. That was amazing of you. I appreciate that. I love word of mouth people. All right. So Barbara, breaking out of the box, breaking out. What are you going to do? You got something new going on. You're breaking out of the box. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, Devin's out there. Devin, do you want a message? Woo-hoo. I'm putting you down anyways, Devin. Okay. So Barbara, breaking out of the box. So I feel like this has something to do with maybe, oh crap. There's things that are shifting. Okay. So it feels like, I don't even know how to describe it. So it's like boxes. Let me put my pen there. So I've seen like these 2 boxes, like this is the box, how it used to be. And now it's like the box has like adjusted. Like, it's like you've left this and now you're up here. Okay. So it's like, you're ready to move further into something. And I feel like, it's so funny because I feel like the box turns into flowers. So I don't know if you're doing any flowerings or you have flowers around your house or whatever, but they're showing me flowers. And also I'm getting your mother coming through, because I feel like you're dealing something with your sister or your brother or something like that. She's like, you have to let that stuff go. She's like, release it like you did me for a while. Like you had to, for your own sanity and for their own lessons, whatever they're going through. Okay. So whatever it is they're experiencing right now, it's like you talk to them and they're like, da 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 da. Did she say something? I didn't hear. But you're not being heard by them. But there are people around you that want to hear you. And I feel like this group of people that you're creating within your community is fantastic. Okay. So it's like you're helping them all to adjust through all of this, and you're very open to it all. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with you, Miss Barbara. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're like a bright star. Keep shining. Keep shining. Keep shining. Okay. And and I'm not sure if this is the Dottie that I know, but I feel like this is. Okay, because I can't see who is on Rumble, but I feel like I know you, and I feel like I know you in person. So I feel like I met you here in Sarasota, and I feel like you have a lot of roots here. Okay, and I feel like you are ready to blossom. So I feel like there's a lot of information that's coming to you right now. There's also a lot of swirly energy going on around you. So there's like this how do I want to explain this? But anyways, I feel like you're a firecracker. Okay, so I feel like you are sparkle. You're sparkling everywhere that you're going. Like you're already standing in your truth. You're already, yes, that is the Dottie Yes, I'm glad I was able to connect into your energy. Thank you for that validation. Perfect. Because I kept seeing your face and everything. And I was like, I feel like that's her, but I have no idea because I can't see a picture. But thank you for that validation. So Dottie, I feel like there's all these fireworks and this sparkle going off all around you. You know what I mean? And it's like you're sharing all that love all around you. Okay. And there's people that you're assisting too. And I feel like you're helping out a few different family members, right? Like either physically or emotionally. You're expending a lot of time. It's something that someone has to learn on their own, I feel like. So it's like being the observer is super important, but you like to get involved. So it's like they're like try a different method so that you can present it in a different way. So I don't know what it is you're trying to present to whoever this person is, but whatever it is, it needs to be presented in a different way so that it reflects everything. I don't know what that means. It's almost like a mirror. Like it's like kind of like you reflecting like mirrors all over you, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like reflecting that energy back on them so they can recognize it. And I feel like you do that sometimes. You know what I mean? I just can't believe how much it's just amazing. There's a lot of energy going around you, and also connecting into your higher self is super important right now. So whether you're meditating or sitting out in nature, whatever it is, in the shower, the messages are coming to you. Please be aware of them. I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you, Dottie, for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a while. I met you at the beginning of my journey at a metaphysical church. Okay. Barbara says, wow, so wonderful. Yes, I am moving out of the box, taking a Qigong workshop all weekend. A lot of good energy, which is very helpful. And thank you, Mom, for stopping by. Love the flowers. You're welcome. Dottie says, yes, I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad to reconnect. Absolutely. I'm so glad you guys are here. It was super important that you all came into my life for a reason. And we've all connected on soul level at one point or another. Even on some of those that I have not connected with, there is a reason that you're pulled through a different neighborhood. You're used to going the same route every day. And then all of a sudden you take a left or something through a different neighborhood to get yourself home or to avoid traffic. We're connecting in with energy. We've all contracted to be these little energy spots. And I say that's making someone's throat dry up. Who is that? All right. Let it go. Let it go. You have it's better now. All right. So, and hello, Devin. I'm glad you found us over on YouTube. I know I'm not on Facebook anymore. I don't know what the problem is with that, but I prefer you to come over to the other ones. That way I don't have to deal with the trolls that show over there. But I should bring this up before I forget as well. As of September 1st, we will no longer be live on YouTube either. So I'm going to ask you to join another outlet, to move over to Rumble or BitChute or even X and follow Goldylocks Productions. And we'll be going live from there. YouTube has given us a few issues over the years over different things, and we're kind of over it. So why should we keep giving our money to people that don't deserve it? And we'll take our money and use our sources elsewhere. Okay. And I notice a lot of people are doing that. We're going back to mom and pop stores rather than using big box stores, right? We're starting to break some of those things that we got away from. We're kind of going back a little bit. Remember like the 20s or the 50s, everything was owned by a family. You know what I mean? They owned the lumber yard, or they owned the little corner store, or they owned the grocery store, or they ran that farm down there and they grew their vegetables down there. So we're kind of going all back into that, because I notice a lot more people are doing container gardens in their own homes, and they're doing a lot of different stuff there. All right, Dia, I'm writing your name down after your brother. All right. So, and I just did Dottie. So thank you, Dottie, for being here. There's a lot of energy around you. And then I have Devin and Dia, and which is so funny because they're brother and sister. You guys, I love you guys. All right, Devin is being shot like a rocket. Whew. Okay. So you are in, it's kind of reminds me of your corn. Okay. It's kind of like shooting up. Okay. Faster than ever. Like there's like this, but you are doing it spiritually. Okay. You're like growing like your corn spiritually, higher into your intuitive self, and then to source, getting all the way back to source, right? Getting back to God, getting back to whatever name you want to give God. Okay. But it's getting back into that divine, right? So tapping into all that, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I feel like there's the number 4 is important for you right now. So I don't know why that's going to be important for you right now, but I feel like that's very important for you right now. 4 is like you're getting ready to accomplish something. I feel like there's something you've been working on a lot. So just figure that, and I also feel like 4 is like 4 pillars. So it's almost like the foundation that you've built for yourself as well. So, you're standing strong in your foundation, and then you're letting that energy, and it's kind of like lifting you up off the ground. It's like a little levitation I see going on. So you see yourself light as a feather. Okay. Light as a feather. And I'm going to leave that with you, Devin, because there's lots of growth happening for you this summer. So I'm excited about that. All right. And then Miss Dia. She's a firecracker too. Oh, that's what I'm getting. And it's funny, I'm getting 4 hashtags for you. Why? I'm always getting the number 4 for you lately too, a little bit. So I'm getting 4 and they're hashtags. They kind of remind me of tic-tac-toes, but I'm getting hashtags. So it's like hashtag this or hashtag that, but it's not what we think it is. Okay. So it's like there's something different to that. Okay. It's kind of like when we talk about flipping things, you know what I mean? So what needs to be, and I don't mean that it's anything that you need to flip, but it's something that's going to show itself to you. Okay. Because I feel like that hashtag is going to like jump out at you, and then there's going to be a message that goes along with that. And it goes along with your writing. So whatever you're writing about right now, or whatever scene you're in right now, I want you to know that it's connected. So it's messages that are coming for you. And girl, it's like fireworks this summer. Bam, bam, bam. I feel like it's 4th of July every day for you. So everywhere you walk, every store that you walk into, even the people that walk into the other store, whatever, it's like you are just radiating this love, joy, energy. So keep rocking that, because people are going to need our assistance moving forward, and you're going to be able to help a bunch. Okay, a bunch. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with you, Dia. Thank you. Devin says, thank you. I'm finally grown up. Yes, you are, Devin. You're all grown up now. It only took a long time, but it's okay. It's okay. And it's funny, you sent that to me at 8:55 my time. So 8 with double change. Woo-hoo, with double nickels. 5-5. We are ready for a change, right? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit too, because we have more energy, like let's say energy portal pockets. That's what they're calling them today. I never called them a pocket before. That's a different word. Portal pockets. We're going to be able to carry that in our pocket. That'd be awesome. I'll be like, yes, I'm going to take it out and I want to be here. Poof. And then I am there. I'll be like, yeah, I want to go see Devin. out there at the farm. Poof, I go see Devin and the cows in the corn, right? Or, anyways, our energy is super duper important. And it's time for us to truly tap into whatever that means for us, releasing out any negativity that might be in our body. If we are still holding hate or whatever in our hearts, it's time to let it go. Okay? We have to stand in a love vibration. We are coming together. And like I said, a lot of us are being spiritual warriors right now, and you guys are lighting up bigger than you ever have. Again, I talked about putting on that, armor of God, because God sent us here. We all contracted. We said, God, I think I want to go to Earth again. I think I would like to help fix this problem. Finally, get it done and over with. I think we know how to fix it this time. I think we will all wake up in time, And we talked about that, right? Because back in 2012, remember that? Do you guys remember 2012? And we were like, oh, the world's going to change and all this stuff's going to happen. And it did change. We woke up collectively. All right. We woke up in a lot of different ways then. And many of us has advanced since then. Right. And some of us were even open before that. But it's like another gate opened for us, right, in the spiritual realm to connect into our higher selves. And a lot of you really started to open up then, right? Maybe you started to notice things a little different, or you couldn't say, you couldn't not notice anymore, okay? Because that's what happened to me in 2010. I'll tell you what. God said it was time for me to wake up. I needed to pay attention and start tapping in. So it's time for you all to start paying attention as well. Not that you haven't been. 2012, you met me when Christopher was born, and he was less than a year old. So you met me at the end of 2015. He was only 6 months old when I met you. Because I remember you coming the first time. I was like, who is this lady? And then we always had the best class in automatic writing. That was the best class. Always great information would come through for all of us. Yes. But trust me, it feels like I've known you 100 years because I feel like I know your soul. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I didn't work up at the Cosmic Center until 2015 after Christopher was born. But anyways, yes, exciting times, my friends. Again, I'm going to say, please bubble up, use your spiritual armor, your armor of God, connect into your highest self. Use tools if you have to, like the pendulum I talked about, or, divining rods, whatever, And actually, now that I bring up the divining rods, I feel like you're supposed to use the divining rods on the farm and ask the divining rods, what am I supposed to find out here, and see where it takes you. Devin, Dia, divining rods. And you only have to cut a hanger, and just make it, it's simple. To make your own, or use wood like the old people did. They use sticks. A millennia for sure. Yes. Since the stars were created, we've known we've actually contracted to know each and every one of us in this lifetime. It's just, when do we cross each other's paths? When do we get that divine connection? When? And we are all being divinely guided. We are. It's just when we choose to stand into that true truth and be our best and highest self. It's going to be a hot summer, my friends, and I look forward to this beautiful future. That's why my show is called The Joyful Findings. Sometimes we have to go through some rough stuff to find the joy in it, and we are going to find joy together, my friends. And I appreciate all of you for being here this evening. Keep shining your light brightly, helping those around you, and being the best you that you are. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a great week. See you guys.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.